With the advent of AI and more jobs becoming increasingly automated, soft human skills, which cannot yet be replicated by machines, have become crucial success factors in any and all careers. Most companies are now seeking out the big five in terms of soft skill acquisition amongst their leaders and team players. Levy has recently founded and launched an educational e-learning platform, Playbox, which covers the big five soft skill list that include collaboration, empathy, optimism, adaptability, and as well as grace. And he also joins us together with Tshepo, the master gene maker, beg your pardon, Mohlala. They are both on Zoom. Gentlemen, a very good morning to you two. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning. How's that?
Good. How are you, gentlemen? Thank you so much for joining us. Mark, I'm going to start with you. Tell us more about this e-learning platform and why it's so important to highlight these big five soft skills.
Yeah, good morning, and thanks for having us on. The world is changing, and through COVID, we saw a lot of acceleration of the way people learn. And we decided that we wanted to contribute to that journey. And so we built a platform called MyPlaybox, which was really about teaching people to learn from South African icons, from the best people who've done it in South Africa. And I'm delighted that Tshepo was on the call with us today because he's one of those people. Yeah. And what we find is successful people have a combination of hard skills and soft skills. And we really wanted to teach South Africans those skills and using people who've actually done it. Icons, future icons, and we'll talk a little bit about that. On a video platform, it's online, all the time accessible. And the idea really is to teach people both the skills that they need in hard certain skills, but also the skills they need soft skills. We've got a guy like Joey Razdian, who's a comedian, who actually teaches empathy. Empathy in business and in life is so important. Tshepo teaches about brand and about how to manage your own brand, a critical part of success. So we've got a lot of different South African icons teaching their skills, really on both the hard skill and the soft skill side.
Yeah. And Mark, you say that it's becoming even more and more vital to hire for skills that can't be taught in school, but rather acquired through character building and life experience. Yeah. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, life experience and character building, absolutely. But also, what we found is that learning from other people, kind of that idea of mentorship is absolutely critical. Mm-hmm. And who better to learn from than people who've actually done it? People who've been incredibly successful because they've mastered those skills. And so what we've done is we put these people in front of a camera for 2 days. We've scripted really their stories and their lessons, and we put that online so that you can learn from them. And I think that idea of actually teaching people, of mentoring people and showing them the way, combined with life experience, is a unique competitive advantage actually in the world today.
Tshepo, let me also bring you into this conversation for you to talk to us about your role as a MyPlaybox coach and why you decided to jump on board.
I think for me, I've always believed in education, and I've also believed in the power of storytelling. And when I had a conversation with Mark about trying to do using real life stories to as a way to educate people, I found it very interesting. And also, I think for me, I've always wanted to be in a storytelling place, and it was just amazing how they can just use my personal story to create an education platform or curate a curriculum based on my life story, my journey, which is kind of real, and for me, it's like I think I've moved on. I wanted to partner with Mark Levy and Playbox because of how they positioned themselves, and also gave me an opportunity to tell my story in a different place, or in a different way, rather.
And having said that, I want you to take us through the lessons that you share through your videos that I believe focus on teaching how to design one's story.
I think for me, one of the lessons that I taught was and actually my favorite one was the tools that I live by. What tools would I not? What tools did I use to get where I am today? And I think for me as a designer, one of the lessons was I always have my measuring tape around me. I always have my notebook around me. I always have my pen around me. Right. And these are the tools help me accelerate my business. Today I'm in Guyana, and I can meet anybody on the street and they say, "Hey, Taps, I'm looking for a pair of jeans. So they always advance me, So for me, tools of trade, the storytelling as well, I think for me, it was always important how to put yourself out there using a story. So that's one of the lessons that I teach, is connecting with people through storytelling, and yeah. So I think that's what some of the lessons that I taught in the Playbox.
Okay. Now, Mark, in 2017, a consultancy firm Deloitte reported that soft skill intensive occupations will account for about 2/3 of all jobs by the year 2030. Yeah. Now, talk to us about this and the kind of impact this will have on work productivity.
It's so interesting because as technology moves forward, and it's moving forward at a rapid rate, again, maybe accelerated by what happened in COVID, you found really that many simple tasks and more complex tasks can be formed automatically. You can automate so many things. But what you can't automate are people skills. We spent two days with Tshepo. You go to his factory in Victoria Yards or his shop in Hyde Park, and the way he serves customers and the way he makes people feel about his products and the way he interacts with his community is just extraordinary. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. And South Africa is desperate for more entrepreneurs, and South Africa is desperate for really building a service economy that is highly employment focused. And so soft skills and the ability to connect with people and to learn how to empathize and to learn how to tell your story, these are things that I think are timeless. And we hope through Playbox that using really famous South Africans that have achieved extraordinary success, that we can start to teach people how to do that.
Yeah.
Tshepo is one of our people. You had some others on the screen there, but people like Maps Mapanyane, we're going live with now, Albie Sachs. We just released Santi Buerta, who's one of the most powerful and successful businesswomen in the country, teaching how to manage your career. These are skills that I think are so important to building a successful society. And South Africa is full of talent. The privilege of this project for us as a business is just to see and meet and spend time with icons in South Africa who've done it, who choose to be here and want to share their stories exactly like Tshepo said. And I think through that, we can create enormous employment. And that's really the goal of MyPlaybox, is really to build those skills into every person in the country. So what we've done is, as a recent, we only went live last month, and what we've done is we've made the first episode completely free. You can go on right now to myplaybox.co.za, and you can watch the first episode of any of our coaches, and just get a sense of what they teach and what their story's about. I think you'll be super impressed.
Great stuff. Now, Tshepo, you mentioned earlier on something so profound, about the art of learning storytelling as a skill. So as a coach, which soft skills are most important to master?
Sure, it depends from industry to industry. I say that depending on where you are and who you are and what you're trying to achieve, and I believe that everybody has different types of skills that they need to learn to advance themselves in their careers. But I think it's important for me, like what Mark was saying, the ability to empathize with people and the ability to connect with your customers, whether you're in the fashion industry, soccer, or whatever industry you're in, the ability to empathize and use that to advance yourself. I think it's so important in any other industry, across all industries. So I think that's one of the most important. And I think based on where we are in South Africa, South Africans, we really need a lot of empathy in the industries we are. I feel like we're still an emerging market, and there's so much work that we all need to do collaboratively, as a country from across all different industries. So I think those are some of the soft skills that we need to learn, empathy towards one another. And most importantly, quality. Okay. I'm a firm believer of quality. I'm a firm believer in delivering quality service, and I think that's quite important.
Right. Gentlemen, unfortunately, we're out of time. We have to take news, but we do appreciate the time. Thank you so much for joining us, and we certainly hope that this will change the future of talent acquisition and recruitment. That was Mark Levy and Tshepo Mohlala, and we've been speaking to them about the initiative that highlights South Africa's Big 5 human skills, which cannot yet be replicated by machines.